So today we're gonna take a look at a scenario where civilization starts over. We're now on episode 17 of the series, and in the last episode we saw like China do some things over here, and we also saw India conquer the country that was once here, and we also saw Arabia eliminate the Omanian country. We also saw this new orange thing pop up, and we saw plenty more of colonization in the Americas. And we also saw the French Union and make a brand new colony in Uruguay, and the red team was not too fond of that, to be honest. But what can you do? Now let's get into the actual video. But first, we absolutely cannot miss our daily Japan updates. And for our daily Japan update, we are going to see this blue country betray its friend, the orange country. What the heck just happened? I don't know what just happened, but that was creepy. What the heck is going on with my mouse? The orange team is pretty cooked here. Yeah. And we basically don't... Okay, seriously, what the heck is going on with my mouse? I'm gonna fix it. Okay, I think I fixed it. But, yeah, in this treaty we see, I don't even need to make a cut for this because it's pretty simple what happens. Full annexation of the orange team. The orange is no more, and it will likely never exist again. Unless I for some reason bring it back, which is highly unlikely. But yeah, that will do it for our daily Japan update. And now we also have to have our daily colonization update. And at first, colonization was going really quickly and really well. But now it's going to slow down a lot since the funding for the colonization has slowed down a lot because the economies of the colonizers aren't doing so hot, so they decide to cut some of the funds for colonization, and yeah, that results in lesser colonization, but it still will happen nonetheless. Wales is gonna expand their colony in Brazil. They are going to just continue into these areas, and the red team is a bit pissed about that, but what can you do? Okay, I fixed the tolerance being wacky. Okay, but as I was saying, the Welsh continue to expand their colony over here. And the Red Iberians, seeing this, they know they need to make a move before Wales gets all of it. So, they decide to officially cut off the Scottish and just keep moving from here. And eventually, I decide to prettify these borders. And the agreed upon borders are this for now. Now back to the French. They continue to explore over here. The French continue to expand and explore the continent, and then expanding it, and then the cut of funds for colonization happens, and they just stop around here, and I'm gonna prettify this. Okay, that looks way better, and now we are officially done with colonizing in South America for this episode. Yeah, it's short, I know. And next up, the Scottish decide to continue exploring over here, and they find this, and they think it's an island, and oh, let's name this California. Oh, it's not an island. God damn it. But they decide to go up till here, and they decide to cut off the Aztecs, and they set up like a thing in Baja California, and they decide to connect it in a very strange way, and they decide to sell for this for now. And the other colonizers, they will not do anything because they did the like cut of colonization funds before the others did. So that's why they're not gonna be expanding for now. Well, actually, you know something interesting that happened? Who are these guys? Who could have possibly done? Oh, Slovenia. That's interesting. They decide to set up a colony thing in South America, but since Slovenia, it's gonna have to be a small one because it's Slovenia. Like, come on, what are you expecting? And they make it up to these borders, and they decide to like go till here, and they're like, okay, we are just gonna take this. Please, no one take it, please. And the French Union, and despite cutting funds for colonization, they're like, oh no, you don't. And they barricade the Slovenians from continued colonization. And I'm going to prettify this because it looks ugly. Okay, so I just made the line straighter, and that's it. And you might see that Slovenia has this little thing over here, and then the French Union decides to do that, and Slovenia's like, not cool, but they let it slide for now because they don't hold as much of a grudge against the French as much as Spanish in my WICSO. But yeah, now we are officially done with colonization for today. No more colonization this episode. Next up, the occupied lands the Red Team and the French took from the African Union after the Great Conquest. They finally decide to give those lands back to the remainders of the African Union. And the African Union is happy about this, but they're not gonna go on a crazy conquest like that last time. They are done with that nonsense. Leaders like that are banned in this country. Well, not exactly banned. Just if if one militaristic conquest sort of leader like last time gets elected into power, they mysteriously disappear, and no one knows why or how they disappeared, is what they all say. But yeah, occupation land's gone. So good job, remainders of the African Union. I'm just gonna call this Algeria since it's basically Algeria. And yeah, this isn't really a union anymore, so there's no point in calling it a union. So yeah. Next up, the Indians see opportunity as a weakened neighbor means free land. And yeah, the Coral team has no chance. While capital captured, country sieged, then full annexation. Woo! So cool. Hey, can you tell that I'm starting to get really bored by India's conquests that are forced to happen because of the storyline I gave them about the revolution and things about episode 9? Yeah. Did I forget to mention that this leader of the Indian country is militaristic? Nah. No. But yeah, India grows bigger. Okay. And also the reason they don't attack this guy is because they are pals, and you don't invade pals unless you're you know exactly what I'm talking about. But yeah, I also notice I'm starting to talk really low, so sorry about that. I need to speak louder so people can actually hear me when I'm talking. But yeah, Indian conquest. Woo! Next up, we are gonna see the formation of a brand new country. This is a country founded by people that feel like they are not being well treated in their home countries. And what kind of people feel this? Well, people who all had to do lots of important work for their countries are getting undervalued. That's right, I'm bringing my own version of le farma unione, mucho comunista. That's right, the farmers union thing is here. Yeah! Farmers union. Now I have to choose a capital. Let's see. Let's choose this city right here in the middle. Perfect. Now we have the Farmers Union. And lots of countries gonna be heavily weakened by this. Specifically Moldavia, as they just got a big old chunk taken out of them. And they can't do anything about this. The Circle Alliance cannot do anything about this because this isn't an act of war. The Circle Alliance is only activated when war is declared, and it's a defensive pact only. So, yeah, really bad for the Moldavian country, but great for everyone else because now we have a Farmers Union. Hell yeah, boy. Also, sorry if you found my from a blah 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 thing cringe. I really need to get those words out of my system. Okay, so yeah. Next up, we are gonna see a major event happen. A new superpower type country is gonna be formed here. The pink Anatolians, the brown Georgians, and the lime Cypriots are going to unite under one country. And these guys, with their combined strength, are in the top 10 of strongest countries in the world. And now, they won't have triple capitals, they're going to decide on one capital to be the main one. And that one is not going to be any one of these, rather a new one from an already established major city. I placed their capital right here because I felt that spot was appropriate since it's near Ankara in real life, if that's how you even say it. And two main countries aren't that approving of this union. The Arabians, they don't care. The Azeris, these are going to give it a pass for now, but the Egyptians, they do not want a new line team to pop up again. They are allies with Arabia, so to them that's different. And rising tensions are forming between these two powers. The first move that this brand new union is going to do is invade Thrace. They captured the major city that's here, and they sieged the capital, and yeah. You all probably should have seen this coming. But yeah, full annexation of Thrace, and since they are no more, their capital is no more on the actual map. And And Bulgaria and Greece are terrified at this, and rightly so. The Turkic Union declares war on Bulgaria, and they manage to siege a lot of the major cities over here. And then the purple team decides to join in on this gangbang of Bulgaria. And they're stronger than the Anatolian country, but I'd say they're pretty similar in strength. And they both managed to siege the capital and are now going to split Bulgaria evenly. And in this peace treaty, we see Purple Team gets the northern half of Bulgaria, and the brand new Turkic Union gets the other half of Bulgaria. And this is actually a bit sad to me because Bulgaria is one of the oldest countries in my WICSO, but it formed in episode 4, but now it's gone. And it probably will be gone for a long time if it comes back eventually. So yeah. And next up on the chopping block is Greece. And Turkic troops start to enter across the islands, but they can't see the capital immediately, as Greece puts up a good fight. So they decide, you know what, let's just go around this. They island hop onto Crete, then to Sparta, and they basically surround the city, and it's just a matter of time before the city is captured. And in the peace treaty, it's going to get annexed. So in 3, 2, 1, and Greece is gone. Greece is no more. Greece will probably never exist again. At least this version of Greece in the future. The last conquest they plan for now is the invasion of Sicily. And they make a landing on Sicily. They cut off this area, and they make like select few landings on the island, and they basically siege all of it. And the green team is like, hey, I can get some of my land back. And that's what they do. They invade into this, and they decide to split this with the Turkic country. And in the Treaty of Naples or Sicily, the Turkic Union, wrong color, the Turkic Union, they get these lands and actual Sicily, and the green team gets these lands. And the Turkic Union are done expanding for now, but that doesn't mean they are done expanding in the future. But they are going to do something interesting. 2 of the members of the Union were part of the Diamond Alliance, but the Union decided to leave the Diamond Alliance. They don't lose all of that. That was just me being on the wrong layer. They leave the Diamond Alliance, and the Purple team is a bit hurt by this, but they decide to let it go for now, hoping to maybe get them back as a member in the future. But that's it on, I guess, Ottoman endeavors for now. Next up, this Chinese country is going to make a bold move. They invade into the protectorate state of Taiwan. And like Taiwan said, this is considered an act of war from the Chinese country. And thus we begin a great Chinese thing war. As Taiwanese troops, or I guess in this case Hong Kong, since the capital is in Hong Kong, but I'm still gonna call it Taiwan for simplicity. Taiwanese troops start to enter into China, but the main goal of this Chinese country is wipe out protectorate state and sweep and capture the capital. encircle these troops over here and make Taiwan surrender. That is the plan of the leader of the Chinese country. I zoned out for a moment. I don't remember what happened, but I do remember is that Taiwanese troops continued to push into China, while China continues to focus on capturing the capital of the Taiwanese protectorate state, and are now pushing into Taiwan on. And Taiwan seeing this, they allow most of their troops over here to focus on this front, and this was the distraction and that the Chinese needed to make a landing inside of Taiwan, and capturing most of the island and sieging this major city. And when it's captured, most of the Taiwanese morale is gone, which heavily hurts the will of the Taiwanese. And as more troops start to enter into Taiwan, an area of Taiwan rebels against the government and wanting to make a new government that is not like the old one and can actually lead. And with this, Taiwan has lost the Chinese war, and this country over here capitulates. Now let's take a look at a peace treaty. And in this peace treaty we can see a new Taiwanese government and independent state over here, and it uses the old Taiwanese government. This Chinese government annexes all of the Taiwanese protectorate state and all of mainland China, Taiwan. And now, whatever is left of Taiwan could still control Taiwan itself and the Philippines. And now it's time to move the capital. Okay, I moved the capital, and that will do it for Asia for now. So yeah, China expands. Well, South China is starting to reform again. So good for them, I guess. Next up, we are going to see Arabia make an invasion of Somalia. They want to regain the lost territories of the territorial peak of the Line team. And to do that, they are going to make naval landings in Somalia. And the Somalian country is fairly weak, so they are easily overwhelmed with these landings. And the leader actually just surrenders over immediately, showing cowardly instincts inside of his nation. And after the peace treaty is made, this leader is publicly denounced inside of Somalia, and any relatives of him will be shunned. Even Arabia is surprised at how easily the Somalians folded. And so this treaty is not going to be too harsh on them. It's still going to be harsh nonetheless, so let's take a look at the peace treaty. And no, Arabia is not going to fully annex them. And in this peace treaty, we see Arabia annex all of the northern Somalian lands, basically cutting this country in half. Well, it's more like this country lost half of their land. And Arabia just got even bigger again. So coolio for all the Arabia fans, but for the brown Somalia fans, if there even is any, that's not so great news for you guys. Anyway, let's get on to the next thing here. Next up, Arabia is gonna make a move to discover more of Africa, and that's what he does. Well, specifically, the leader of Arabia. Why does it keep going over? I'm gonna fix it. Okay, I fixed it. And the leader of Arabia makes a push to discover more of the Horn of Africa and just Africa in general, and other countries, despite being fearful of the leader of Arabia, they decide to cooperate and explore more of the Horn of Africa as well. And the leader of Arabia is flattered at this much cooperation from fearful countries. And they find this lake and this one as well. And then they find this lake, which I should know the name of, but I don't. And then they find Lake Malawi, and they connect up with the coast, and they explore all of this area over here. I don't know why I stopped talking for a moment, so sorry about that. But yeah, more exploration. Whoa, whoa, whoa. And not only is the lead advocating for more exploration of Eastern Africa, but also Southern Africa, as South Africa also decides to explore more of this continent, and they go around the coast and decide to keep going over here. But yeah, and some exploring groups go out in the middle, and they get lost, and they're like, oh, where do we go? Oh, and then they meet up with South African forces explorers, and they're like, oh, we're here, and they manage to explore all of this really quickly. So yeah, coolness. And they also discover Madagascar and Reunion and Mauritius. Even greater. But yeah, the movement to explore more of Africa keeps going, and more people decide to actually stay in their hometown. But lots of people are moving out and set up camps to explore more of Africa. And with this new wave of people, even more people can explore Africa. And they decide to go along the Nigerian coast, and they go through the deep Congo area of Africa, and they just continue exploring over here. Just like that. Well, not exactly like this. They're not going in a straight line back and forth. That would just be stupid. But yeah, most of Africa is discovered now. And now there are moves to connect up this exploration group with Africa. And they explore more of this. And so far so good. And then Egypt decides to work as well and explore more as well. And then there's a push to explore more this corridor over here, and then slowly explore these areas over time. But they decide to slow down on that and not do it quickly because of desert. And that would not be fun at all. But yeah, I think it's about time that most of Africa get explored by now. But I don't think my English is Englishing today. And then, now, one of the last events this video is the Turks invading into Iraq. And so far, so good. They capture the city, and they basically just move in quickly into Iraq. And even Arabia decides to get in on on this conquest of the Iraqian states, and they siege the rest of this. And then they are going to divide up Iraq. And the split looks about like that. The Turks getting most of this, and the Arabs getting a little bit, but the Arabs really only desired this. And Egypt is appalled at Arabia working with the enemy in this case being Line Team Resurgence. And Egypt is like, alright, I've had enough of you. If we didn't want to do this, but it was by pure circumstance that we are doing this. And Egypt officially invades into the Turk Union. And that's where we'll leave it off for now in this episode of What If Civilization Started Over. Please leave a like and subscribe. Smash the notification bell, smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, and I'll see you on the flip side. Bye. Also, by the way, the pockets in Africa will probably get filled in like episode 20, around there-ish. But yeah, bye.